another edition of Saturday Singles. I'm so happy that you decided to join me on this Saturday. So let's talk a little bit today. The topic that I want to discuss is friendship. Sometimes when we're single, we tend to go and lean a lot heavily on our friends and our acquaintances to kind of fill our time, fill our day. So I want to talk a little bit about friendships and come from it from a perspective and an angle of what motivates me to be someone's friend. What's the motivation for our friendship? So let's talk about that today. Do you mind? So, being friends, in the Bible, Jesus says that he's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. Do you have those types of friends in your life that you feel like are sticking closer to you than a brother? Or are you being that kind of friend where you feel like you're being closer than a brother to that person? What's your motivation behind that relationship? What's your motivation behind that friendship? Can we talk about that a little bit? In the Bible, there were some men back in the Old Testament days who took their friend who was paralyzed and they actually went up on top of a roof and they tore away the roof and lowered the man down so that he could get healed. What was their motivation for that? What did they get out of it? Were they true friends? I would say absolutely, because they took someone who was in need and took them to a place where they could get healing. Are you that person for your friends? Are you a person where they can come to you and find that true friend that they need in their time of need? What's motivating you to be a person's friend? I found throughout this journey and throughout my life that sometimes we befriend people at the level that we are at the time, and at the level that we know and understand ourselves. That's why sometimes it seems as though friendships are there for a season. Some friendships are lifelong, long-term, forever. Some friendships are short and sweet for a time period. Other friendships I found are very quick and not long-standing. But I think it's because a lot of times our motivation and our intent for those friendships are based on where we are in our lives and what situations we're dealing with in our lives. I'm bringing this topic up because I want us to do an introspective of ourselves and to say, am I being a good friend? Am I being that friend that God has called me to be? The same kind of friend that Jesus says he is. He says he sticks closer than a brother. Even if the friendship is for a season or for a moment or for a lifetime, am I being a true, genuine friend? I want you to ask yourself that as well. I want you to ask that the relationships that you're finding yourself in, the friendships that you're building, the people that you're coming in contact with, what's your motivation for being their friend? Are you being genuine? Are you being your true self? Or are you just being a friend because it's convenient or because you find yourself being lonely and you just want to be around people to entertain you? Is it for selfish reasons? Or is it that you actually want to care and have compassion for others? I just want you to think about that. Friendship is very important. It's something that we all need. It's something that we all desire, but it's also something that should be taken seriously. It's something where if I need you, you need me, that I know that we're there for each other and that it's genuine and that it's true. Can you say that about your friendships? Can your friends say that about you? Can you say that about your friends? Do you really think that your friendships are genuine? As we continue to mature and as we continue to get to know each other, it may come a time when some of those relationships have to go by the wayside. They may not be healthy for us, and that's okay. But then I also know that if there's ever anything that we lose over a course of time, God always replaces it with something bigger, greater, and just more awesome. So I just want you to think about that a little bit. I want you to think about, just why am I this person's friend? What is the reason? What is the lessons that I'm supposed to learn? What is it that I'm supposed to teach? What is it that I'm supposed to glean from the relationship? It's always a give and take. We learn and we teach, and we also grow and we share and we love. I heard this saying once about forgiveness. Do you forgive in your friendships just like you forgive in your intimate relationships? Or is there a different standard that you hold to your friends and to your relationships as a whole, as it relates to family members and loved ones, and your intimate friends and your distant friends and your acquaintances and your associates? Or do you forgive all the same? Just a question. I want to hear your feedback. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts about it. Comment on what I'm saying about your friendships and how you build friendships and how you learn how to develop friendships. The Bible says in order to be friends, you must first show yourself friendly. Do you do that? Or do you find yourself alone and off to yourself? Now, some people choose to be alone and they like being by themselves, but we all need relationships and we all need each other. But it has to be for the right reasons and it has to be for the right motivation, which is to be genuine, to love, to care, to show compassion, and just to love one another unconditionally, just as we are. So when you forgive, and if someone hurts you or someone says something to you in a friendship, do you automatically forgive or do you get bitter? Let me know. Do you hold a grudge or do you just let it roll off and say, oh, well, we'll be okay? Or do you destroy the friendship because you say, well, they hurt me, or they didn't do what I wanted them to do, or they didn't react the way I feel like they should have reacted or responded? We all have our weaknesses. We all have our downfalls. We all make mistakes. And I think that we need to sometimes take a step back and realize that we lose a lot of relationships and friendships over miscommunications and misunderstandings. I heard it once said that we should forgive even when someone doesn't ask for forgiveness or maybe even want forgiveness, because it's not about you and them. It's about you and God. And it's about you being the mature one and growing and having a pure and clean heart. That's what forgiveness is. That's what love is. That's what friendships are. And I just really, really want us to, as we move on and learn about ourselves, I really want us to develop healthy friendships. I know that on social media, everybody's friends with everybody, whether you know the person or not. I think my son on his social media page has over 6,000 friends. I don't even know 6,000 people. So friends, the term friend is used so loosely these days. Oh, she's my friend, or he's my friend, or he's, they're my friend. And we hardly even know each other. I think we need to get back to actually becoming intimate with a person and getting to know them. And intimacy means I know what hurts you. I know what makes you laugh. I know what makes you smile. I know what kind of food you like to eat. I know where you like to go hang out. I know what kind of trips you like to take. I think we've lost that when it comes to friendships. And I would really, really love to see us get back to that place in our society where friendships really matter and we fight for our friendships and we have the correct motivation for being each other's friends. And it's more than just an acquaintance or just a pass by or just a, hi, how are you doing? But I'm truly your friend. I'm there for you if you need me. You're there for me if I need you. I think that we really need to go back and revisit the definitions of friendship and the definitions of Why are we friends with who we're friends with? And are we truly friends or are we acquaintances? So let me know. Give me your thoughts. I want to know and I want to hear what you have to say about your friendships and your relationships. Join me right here next Saturday on Saturday Singles. We'll talk about some other great topics as we continue down this path and this journey of becoming whole and healing and perfecting ourselves and being the best us. So remember, love is a choice. We choose every single day to love or not to love. It is mandated and God commands us to love, but we don't always follow his commandments and we don't always do what he says. So I'm saying that it is a choice, that we have to make a decision to truly love. And because he unconditionally loved me, I can choose to love myself, which allows me to love you. See you right here next time on Saturday Singles.